Hi, my name is Juan Ford and I built ORCA. What I'm going to go over today is mainly the dashboard of what ORCA is kind of running in the background. Kind of ORCA is like the back end, and this is kind of the front end dashboard for teams. And I wanted a dashboard that teams could collaborate with and see the data that ORCA is kind of outputting. So it's kind of nice and presentable for the operator. So right here you can do three different modes that Orca offers. You can do bug bounty, hunting, pen testing, or CTFs. So for any of those operators, you can select which mode you want to go into, and then you can do those engagements and then have all the data there nicely presented, print off reports, see, you know, where like task checklists are in here, and I'll go over all that. But kind of an idea of what Orca is, if you don't know, it's an orchestrated recursive chaining agent that I built. It runs in the back end and it uses Claude for reasoning. It actually uses multiple AI agents, and then it kind of orchestrates which one does the best task. It's kind of a high level overview of what it does. But here in the dashboard, this is your team dashboard. There's also a solo one as well, that if you want to just do solo. But for right now, I'm going to demonstrate the team dashboard. So you select which hunter. You can have a lead hunter, hunter 2, or you can have hunter 3 as the validator. But I'm going to select the lead hunter here, and we'll join in an engagement. So there was a bit of a pause, or it might have been a skip in the video, and that was mainly because when you go into an engagement, it has all this data in there, and I've been testing Orca out with some bug bounties programs, and some of their data populates as soon as you go in, and so I had to pause the video. But right here, I have demo mode on right here in the dashboard, and over here, you'll kind of see, at the top right here, you'll have which engagements, uh, you've done. And then you can see here, you'll have your CTFs, your pen tests, and bug bounties that you can kind of go in between through whichever mode that you want to go in. So we'll start in the bug bounty mode. And right here is kind of the overview of the bug bounty mode. Right here, you're going to get your recent findings. Up here at the top, you'll have your phases that Orca runs through. So, you have your first phase, which is recon. Second phase is learning, and then hunt is in the third phase. Fourth phase, you have validate, and then the fifth phase, you have reporting. Right here, you'll have your confirmed bugs, your open leads, the subdomains, and your potential value of your bug bounty program. Here, all your recent findings will be listed out with their severity, the vulnerability, and ID attached to them, and the value. And then you have your potential bounty right here, and then any confirmed ones you can update Orca with, and it'll show you all of that. Um, Also over here, you can select your engagements from the drop-down menu. So as you go through using Orca, Orca will update your files with because like right now it's running. I have all the data going to an Obsidian that runs locally, and Orca with Claude will generate like all the files for you for each engagement, and then it runs through its phases. And so here you'll have like sessions where they'll save all your sessions to a folder, and then you have all your engagements. So if you select an engagement, you'll change it. This one says one confirmed bug. Here's the open leads, right? And the value changed for that specific engagement. If you go to findings here, you know, it'll show all your bug bounty findings with the severity and the value and its status right there. So this one was confirmed. Then if you go to reports, here's where your report would be. So here's the confirmed report. You can view it. You can download it as a PDF here. So yeah. This is kind of, you know, what you'll see from the ORCAs, the team dashboard kind of point of view. If you go to, like, if you select another one, you know, see, like this one had a couple of reports. You can go to the topology, and you actually can see visually of like your target. This is kind of something that I pulled from Obsidian, what I liked, how it would map out things. And so here you would have, you know, you can have your findings right here, and it shows the severity of things. You can see your target, the host, the bugs right here, the leads. So you see the criticality of things. Right now, everything's redacted, but you can hit the demo off, and then it can show you all of the findings and everything for that. And you can also go and change it here. Like, you see, like this one's a little bit larger, so it's pretty neat, I think. And then right here for the JavaScript findings, you'll have it. It'll list out all your API endpoints and URLs. So, you know, it'll have all this laid out for teams. And then in the Sentinel, what Sentinel is it runs 24/7, and it checks like bug bounty platforms like HackerOne or BugCrowd for any new or updated bugs that have come out, so that you can get, you know, alerted. And so it'll alert you here, and it'll let you know, like, okay, here's a new bug, and then you can go and run that through ORCA, and then start the engagement from there. And then, so moving on, we're going to go to the pen testing right here. So mode. And so in pen testing, you know, you'll have your session, your engagement that you're doing. You'll have what's in scope. You can put all your findings will show up. You'll have a checklist, and here's kind of an overview of everything that's kind of going on here. So you go to your checklist here, and in the checklist you can select between, you know, if you're doing a web app engagement, API, cloud pen test, network and external or network internal pen test. You know, you can go through here and you'll go through all this checklist, so that you can, as an operator, you can go in and say, okay, did I do this? And did I do passive OSINT gathering? Okay. Collect target intelligence without sending packets, enumerate organization. You can put the affected URL. You can select its status if it was in progress, or if you're done. You know, if there was a finding, you can do all that. And then you'll start populating your dashboard over here with all of your findings. So then you start, you know, kind of populate everything. You can, you know, as I build this out, you know, I'll have a section where you can print off your reports and everything, and it'll start to kind of organize everything, so that you can build out an entire report based off of all your findings that you have. It's just kind of a one place that an operator can have to work. You know, so for like your checklist, like if I go back here to like a web app, right, and it runs through like all of these tests that you would do, right? So like this is kind of the difference between what you're doing a pen test and a bug bounty, right? So with the bug bounty, you have a kind of a methodology that you're running through, and you're not really running off a checklist. Bug bounties don't really work well with checklists, but pen tests are perfect for it. And so here you have, when you do a pen test, you can run through all these checklists. You know, you could do it. I mean, it has almost everything that you would need for a pen test. You know, SQL injections. You know, you have cross-site scripting and blind stored injections all down here. So you know, you run through like SSRFs and everything. So all these injection types, you know, authorization, privilege escalations, IDORs, everything you know, you could test out in any engagement that you would have. And then right here in findings will be all of your findings that you have. If you had if this was like if you actually had a real engagement, you can set the scope and everything. And then in the final mode, you have CTF mode. And in CTF mode, It's pretty basic. You'll have your challenges that you can add here. You know, you can add like a challenge that you would be doing, that you'll be working on, and your team can see which one you're working on. You can add notes and collaborate with your team members. You can add new categories and stuff and see how, track your points, check how many flags, that you're running. Right now, because this is kind of in beta and I'm just testing it, not everything's kind of worked out in every mode, but I've kind of been working mostly in the bug bounty one and testing that one right now. But eventually, this will kind of have everything where a team can collaborate and share their notes and work during a CTF engagement. And that's pretty much the Orca team dashboard. Thank you.